Like, I have a lot of things that I should be doing, but all I end up doing is read. I fell victim to the marketing for Silver Elite.
I'm a cozy, like, quiet little toad.
Added to the list. Welcome to a new vlog. It's the first weekend of May, and today is my anniversary. So my husband and I are going to go to brunch, and then we're going to the movies, and you know what's right by the movie theater? A Barnes & Noble. So we're also going to pop into there. You know, I celebrate any holiday or event with books nowadays. So hopefully I'll find some books that I can buy. Other than that, I think it's going to be a chill weekend. Unfortunately, I have to work tomorrow, so not a whole lot of fun stuff going on this weekend. I think I want to get to a point where hopefully at some point today or tomorrow I can do my monthly reorganization of the bookshelves, because they're a mess right now. Like my lilac libraries aren't there. There's just like a random book right there. There's like crochet. It's a mess. Okay. I had to strategically, you know, well, now you can see the lilac library just sitting there. I had strategically picked a spot where it didn't look terrible. So yeah, I need to organize those. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And reading, obviously. I finished a book last night, The Neverlist by Jade Priestley. So that's the first book of May that I've read. And I started Hopeless last night. I think I only read like a couple pages before I passed out, but I read a little bit today, this morning, and I'm going to read some more. So that's the plans for the weekend so far. So not gonna lie, it's been a while since I filmed anything. I don't know. I've been in one of those like moods where I don't want to do anything. Like, I have a lot of things that I should be doing. But all I end up doing is read. Like, literally reading is the only thing I am wanting to do lately. Which has been great for my TBR. I've read, sorry if you can hear from Fredo, he's doing the dishes. Filming in a small house is hard, you guys. But I read like 3 books in 4 days, because I was like, all I want to do is read. I have all these other things I should be doing, like editing my last vlog, and filming stuff for this vlog. But yeah, I don't know. It's just been bad. But today is forcing me to film because I am going to a book event tonight. I'm going to a book event at Barnes & Noble for Danielle L. Jensen. A Curse Carved in Bone comes out tomorrow. That's the second book in the Unfated saga. First book is called A Fate Inked in Blood. It's at Barnes & Noble. She'll like speak for a while, and then we get to get books signed by her, so I'm excited to go do this. But it's getting me out of the house, and it's making me film. So I don't know. Hopefully it will like jumpstart me filming vlog footage for this month, because like I said, I've been really bad about it. I'm hoping I can have a productive week for it. I need to pick out the books that I'm going to crochet for the month of April, get the yarn picked out for those, crochet those. I still have yet to organize my bookshelf. Like, it is, you can't even see, but like there's around like I took those books down when I went to the book festival last month to get them signed by Rebecca, and they're still just stacked up there. I haven't even put them back. I don't know. Like I said, I just haven't had any desire to do anything but read, and the bare minimum, like work. I have to do that, so I have to work and pretty much work and reading. Work and reading. That's been my life for like a couple weeks now. But yeah, I have like a ton of stacks of books down here on the floor that need organized. So I'm hoping to have a productive week. I'm gonna go to this event today. I'm hoping I can, you know, like I said, pick out yarn, get those granny squares crocheted, organize the bookshelf. But yeah, I don't know. But a little check-in, probably like my first check-in for the month, for this, you know, month of May vlog. But I'm gonna hopefully get some footage tonight at the event. I know I still feel weird about filming in public, especially at events like that. Like, I don't want to, like, I don't know, have like my camera up and like annoy anyone around me. But yeah, hopefully I'll get some footage for from tonight, and I'll show it to you guys. Are we excited?
Published. Now we're back to trad published. So do you want to talk about that journey? Because I'm sure there's authors in the audience here who are aspiring to do what you do, but it's been a roller coaster of a career so far to get to this point.
It has. The thing that I say about, you know, there's no more, like, it's not more valid to be traditional than it is to be indie. But if you are going to go the indie route, you can't just be a good writer. You have to be an entrepreneur. You have to be an excellent business person because you are running a small business. If the idea of doing a deep dive into Instagram ads is the worst thing you can imagine, indie's not for you. I actually have a real fascination with serial killers, which is why you have so many like villains that are so unhinged in my books. It's because I really like those. So maybe I just need to make my villain the love interest. Yeah.
It's already the last week of May and I have like barely filmed anything. I've just been in a weird kind of funky space lately mentally, and filming was like the last thing I wanted to do. But I think I'm kind of finally getting out of that, and hopefully, you know, getting back into a space and a mood where I want to be making content again. I know, like, at this point I have really no freaking clue what I have filmed for the May vlog. It might not really have a whole lot of content. I mean, I did do 2 events so far this month, but I don't think I got a whole lot of footage from either of those. I did 2, right? Or I've done 1, and I'm going to one today, actually. I'm filming this, and then pretty much probably hitting the road, because I'm heading down to San Diego for an event with Rachel Gillig. She's the author of one of the books I'm going to show you guys that I bought, The Night and the Moth. She also wrote One Dark Window and Two Twists and Crowns, the Shepherd King duology, which I read did I read that this year? No, I read it last year, and I enjoyed it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. But I'm just like, before I go do that, I have a whole stack of things here to show you guys, because like I said, I've just been really bad about filming, and I almost every day I'm like, oh, I'm gonna film like an unboxing, or I mean, at this point they're all unboxed. But I'm gonna film showing off things I've bought recently, and then I just don't do it. So I'm finally gonna show you guys all the things I've got throughout this whole month. Yeah, quite a few. All books, and technically all books. One of them is not one to read though. So yeah, I don't know. Let's just get into it. First off, I don't remember the order I got these. So I guess it doesn't really matter. Well, it's not like you guys care what order I got them in, but I think I got these first. So, I fell victim to the marketing for Silver Elite. So I had to buy it. I pre-ordered this from Barnes & Noble. I will say the cover is very pretty. See that like metallic, and then there are, or it has like silver metallic edges. I had it, there's nothing on the cover or the end pages. I had heard nothing about this book. And I think that's the common like theme or like how most people feel about it. Like nobody had heard anything. There was no lead up marketing for this book. A lot of people think this is a pen name, that it's another maybe popular author. And yeah, I had heard nothing about this basically until I think maybe the week before it was going to come out. And then it was everywhere. Like the ARC readers were, you know, putting their reviews out, giving this like 5 stars, saying this is like a 6-star read. I don't know. I have not yet read it. But I definitely fell into the marketing and I was like, well, I need to buy it. So I bought it, especially because I wanted to make sure I got like the first edition of it with the silver pages. I don't know how long they're going to run that. I don't know how hard this is to get. I haven't seen it out in the wild anywhere. Like I think I've been to Target, Barnes & Noble, and I have not yet to see it in person anywhere. But yeah, apparently this is like a dystopian romantasy. Like I said, at first I was only hearing good things about it. Now I've heard of a lot of not great things about it. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. I'm hoping I can maybe read it next month, or at least within the next, like this summer. I would like to get it done. And then I can report back and let you guys know if it is worth the hype or not. I'm a little unsure now. And I'm wondering, did I just fall for a marketing ploy for like a not so great book, or is it actually going to be good? We will see. So in the same week that Silver Lake came out, Shield of Sparrows came out by Devney Perry, sorry. This book is freaking gorgeous. Probably one of the prettiest books I've seen in a while that is not like a special edition. Those edges, gorgeous end papers. This is the end pages for both sides, and then here's the naked cover. I'm reading this book currently. I am about 65% in, and I only started it a day ago. I think this is my second day, full day reading it. Right? I think. I'm like literally loving this book so freaking much. Like, if it stays the caliber through the last, like half that the first half is, I literally have like no notes, no complaints. It's been a long time, I think, a long time since I felt that like in love, like just felt that in love, especially with a new romantic series. Oh my God. So I've read one other book by Devney Perry, Crossroads, which is a cowboy romance. And that's what she's mainly written, I think, before this, are cowboy romances or contemporary romances. This is her first romantasy. I liked Crossroads. I didn't dislike it at all, but I don't remember feeling like it's just kind of like a middle of the road book. But man, her romantasy, I don't know, you guys, this might be my favorite book of the year. So far, at least. Like, that's how much I am loving this. I just want to freaking read it. Like, I know I just said I'm going down to San Diego, which I'm excited about, but like, then there's part of me that's just like, wants to say, finish this because I want to know what happens. But then there's part of me that doesn't want to finish it because I'm scared how it's going to end, and I have no idea when the second book's going to come out. I don't know. I love the main female character. I love the world and the story. I love that I do not know what's going on. Like, I was having this discussion. I met with my book club last night. We talked about Phantasma. And like some of the people were saying like that they were really shocked by like the twist in that book, but I really wasn't, and it's been a while, I think, since I have been surprised by or not even surprised, but I think it's been a while since like I've read like a romantasy where like I didn't kind of call like all the kind of plot points, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like, I thought I kind of had something figured out, but I don't think I'm right. I'm just enjoying the ride. I don't know. I cannot rave about this enough. All my friends, like most of my friends fell for both these two. Because like I said, they both came out in the same week. And we all bought both of them. And I'm telling them right now, I'm bugging them. I'm like, please read this. Everyone needs to read this now. Because I need to talk to people about it when I'm done. And it's so freaking good. So go buy this, especially before these edges sell out, because I know that I think it's getting harder. She put like an update on her Instagram that like a lot of places have like it's sold out online, like on Barnes and Noble, but you can find it in stores, like, and that's it. Like Amazon has the stock they have. They're not going to get any more. So I think same with Target, like they have what they have, and when it's gone, it's gone. So go buy this immediately. I hope by the time I even get this up, I don't even know if you guys will be able to find it in stores. Buy this. It's so good so far. I hope that it will stay that way. I can't see it. I mean, it would have to go like, I don't know. I'd have to change course big time, I think, for me to change my feelings about it. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it, obviously, because I don't want to ruin anything, but read that book, go buy it. Okay. I also got, what else came out this month was Rewind It Back by Liz Tom 40. Okay, so apparently I thought her name was Liz Tom 40 when I first saw this, but then I heard everyone just calling her Liz Tom Ford, so I just called her Liz Tom Ford. But what was correct the first time. It's Liz Tom 40. So Rewind It Back came out, the last book to the Windy City series, which I don't know. Are you guys tired of hearing me talk about that series yet? This came out last week. I read it in 2 days. I loved it. You know, I will say I have thoughts about it. I loved it. This whole series is a 5-star series for me. Like, I always rave about it. Anyone that's even remotely interested in reading a sports romance or just like contemporary romances in general, I try to get them to read this because I think this series is so good. Every single book is really good. So I did get this one in the mail. I love this because it has black. So I can't find a page where it will stay. So they have like black chapter header pages. All of mine have those. I guess there's like some people buy them and they don't have them. This series got traditionally picked up right before this one came out, or a little bit before this one came out. But I love that her publisher did this. Like, her publisher picked this up, but they understand us book girls, and they knew that we would be so upset if this book came out and looked different than all the others. So they made sure they're doing one run of the Skyline covers. They're like exactly like the other ones. I don't want to get them down, you guys, because you guys have seen them, but they're exactly like the other one. Even they went so far to not put their publisher name here on the, usually, like, typically on books you can find the publisher name right there at the bottom, like this is Red Tower. They even didn't do that so that the spines would match the indie published. So obviously I had to make sure I got that cover right. But you know, it's my favorite. So I also had to get the new deluxe cover. So this is what the covers are going to look like going forward. So if you want the Skyline books, you need to buy them now. She has a list on her website of when each will stop selling the Skyline, and we'll go once the deluxe is released, then the Skyline they're not going to be selling anymore. And they're releasing out throughout. I think Mile High is the first book in the series. I think the deluxe cover for it is coming out in October, if I remember right. And then it's like one every month. Yeah. I think Mile High is October. The Right Move is November. Caught Up is December. And Play Along is coming out in next January for the deluxe covers. Also, deluxe covers first run has these pretty ombre edges. After the first run, they will not have those. They will just have regular white edges. So if you want these, get this. Now they have it. I already have all the other ones pre-ordered because I'm obsessed with this series. I mean, I I love it so much. And I'm going to see her in a couple days. I'm so freaking excited for that event. I get to go see her. I gotta pick what I'm gonna have her sign. I really don't know. But anyways, I also got with this book. So this is Rio's book, Rio and Hallie. And they did like a promotion. If you pre-ordered this from certain indie bookstores, you would get a character art, fan art, well not fan art, or like character art print with it. So I obviously did that, and I got this them when they were younger, because this is a second chance romance. It's really cute. So I got those. What else did I get? So I just told you guys I'm going to event with Rachel Gillick. She's having an event because her new book came out, The Night and the Moth. So I had to get the Barnes & Noble exclusive of this book because, again, another gorgeous book. Look at those edges. This book is heavy. It's weird. Like comparatively, like this book is not longer than like Shield of Sparrows, but this book's so light and this book is so heavy. I don't know if it's the weight of the paper they use or what. I don't know what'd you do, Barnes & Noble? Like, why is this book so heavy? But I am going to be taking this today to get signed. But yeah, gorgeous. Gorgeous. The end pages are so pretty. I have not read this one yet. I'm hoping to maybe read it this month. And then there's the, oh, why does it look like I have like a fingerprint on there? I don't love that, but oh well. The naked cover. I got this. I pre-ordered it from Barnes & Noble. I've not been having good luck with like boxes shipping to me lately. Like they're like going on their own little tours around until they make it to me. Like they go past me and then back up here to me and then finally come to me. I ordered a shirt. It's like a list on 40 like fan club shirt. I wanted to wear it on this week when I go to the event with her. I ordered it off Etsy and I knew I was like pushing it when I ordered it, like if it would get here in time, but it was coming from Northern California, San Jose. And so it's like, it shipped. It made it down all the way down to me on Saturday. So I was like, oh great, I'll get it for sure. Like it was in my local like sorting facility. And I checked tracking this morning, and why is it back in San Jose? Can someone please explain to me why I went back to San Jose? I don't know. I'm just not having any luck. But anyways, same thing happened with these Barnes & Noble books. I'm not loving pre-ordering. Like, I want my books like the day it comes out. So, I don't know. But yeah, so I got that one. Another gorgeous book. I'm going to set that aside so I don't forget to take it today, because I have like a stack of books I need to take today to get signed. And I'm scared I'm going to forget it. So hopefully I will remember if I set it aside. Okay. I also, well here, let's take a break. Let me open this because it's going to be loud. So I know, take a break from the books. I have 2 book subscription books to show you guys too for this month. This month's Fairy Loot and this month's Afterlight. But I know I've talked about her before. Book Babe Design. She does like my favorite book merch. This shirt is hers. A lot of the shirts you see me wear are from her. Stickers I have on my Kindle are from her. She does the cutest book merch. I will link her store again in this video because everyone should know about her. She tends to do drops, maybe not monthly, but at least every couple months. But lately it's been kind of monthly, I think, because the stuff I'm gonna show you now I got from her April store drop, and she actually just has some right now actually she has some really cute like summer book inspired shirts in her store that I have not bought yet. I'm very tempted. I'm trying to be good and not buy things I don't actually need. So I don't know if I'm gonna buy one of those, even though I'm very tempted. But anyways, she did a drop last month. It wasn't shirts, it was she had new stickers and like these cute air fresheners. She's also getting rid of her jewelry. I don't know how much, if she even still has them, but I got this one. This says Bookish Soul on it. I don't know if you can really see it. She had this like clearance because she wants to get rid of her jewelry. I got that. Do I say jewelry weird? I don't know. And then I got this one, which is like a little butterfly with like book on one side, butterfly on the other. And she sent this free sticker, which is adorable, a little bookstore sticker. And then I got a new reading journal from her, and look at how gorgeous this is. I'm gonna try to like not use this until next year. But I just love it. The pages feel, I don't know, they just have like a texture to them. They feel so pretty. Not pretty. They feel so nice. I don't know. Not pretty. But they have like, she has like a reading goal page. There's like these like bookshelves where you can like color in and like label when you read books. And then like, here's what the review pages look like. I love it. I had to buy it. I'm kind of like wondering if I should have bought a couple, because I don't know how many pages are in here, like how many books you can. Hopefully it will last me a year. But yeah, I snatched that up right away when I saw that she was going to have those. I just think it's so pretty. I'm excited to use it next year. I'm tempted to start using it now, but I just think I want to like have it be for a year long. Okay, I'll show you guys my Afterlight. I already have opened this, but I put it back in the box. The book for this month is Any Trope But You by Victoria Levine. I don't really know much. I've heard like decent things about this, so that's why I went ahead and didn't skip this month. Got pretty edges. Let's look at the naked cover. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anything about this book. It's a contemporary romance is all I know. I think the naked cover is pretty cute. And then here's the in pages, front and back. You know what I really like about Afterlight books is they're like kind of little and cute. I don't know. I like the size. They're not all like this. Like I have two right here. You can't see them. That are bigger, but most of them are this like little, like I don't know, little size. They're kind of smaller than typical, like, you know, typical hardbacks, but they're kind of, I don't know, cute. So that was my Afterlight book for the month of May. And then I have my Fairy Loot, my Romantasy Fairy Loot for the month of May, which is Broken Souls and Bones by L.J. Andrews. I love the edges for this one. I've been getting a lot of like purpley. Purple's been like a popular color lately with these fantasy books. Let's see, naked cover. I really like the naked cover for this too, actually. It's really pretty. And then I, again, don't know anything about this book. It's a romantasy, obviously. Since it's the romantasy box. That's all I can tell you. I think I've heard decent things about it. That's everything, finally. That's all the things I have been setting aside that I keep telling myself, oh, I need to film some. I need to film a segment for the vlog. Showing off all those things that I've bought. All those things that I've got. So I finally did that. I'm so proud of myself. Like I said, it's just been a struggle this month for me to film anything. I still need to like crochet my squares and stuff like that. Basically we're going to be cramming a lot in this last week of the month. But yeah, I think, you know, I keep getting these like, you know, subscription boxes, because the books are pretty, but I'm really bad at like reading the books. Like, I think, so I have Afterlight, I have Probably Smut, which I haven't got my Probably Smut. I think it's supposed to be here next week, so I'll show you guys that when I get it. And I have Fairy Loot, right? I think I've read the most of the Probably Smut books I've got over the months, but I'm really bad. So I think what I'm going to do for my TBR, so you probably will see my TBR video far before you see this. So if I did it, you'll know. But I think for my TBR for June, I think I'm going to do like reading my subscription boxes, and pick like 2 books from each of them that I haven't read and read those for June, because like I need to read these books. I'm getting these and like, yeah, they're pretty. So I'm going to keep them regardless if I like them or not. But I should be reading them if I'm spending money on these every month. So yeah, I think that's my goal for this month. Like I said, I haven't really been good about doing content or anything this month, or pretty literally anything, but reading. I have been reading so much this month. I don't even know. I'm filming on my phone, so I can't look up my Goodreads, but I've read all but one of the books that I had on my TBR for this month, and I'm going to start that as soon as I'm done with Shield of Sparrows. And I've read probably an extra 4 books, I think. And then on top of that, I've actually reread all of the Windy City series this month too, on Audible. So yeah, my number for this month is going to be really high. But that's all I've wanted to do. I've had a really hard time for getting myself to do anything except read. That's just like kind of my default. I think my escape and my default, and that's all I've been able to handle lately mentally. But like I said, I think I'm kind of getting out of that weird funk, hopefully, and we'll start, filming some more stuff. I want to film this week, obviously, my TBR for June video and get that up. I haven't posted anything for 2 weeks as of this filming. I'm trying really hard to get my April vlog edited and get it up before May's over. Yeah. That's just where I've been. We all have those weird times where we just kind of, I don't know, feel kind of in a funk, and that has been me lately. But yeah, I need to go get ready. Well, I am already ready, but I need to get my books packed up and go ahead and head down to San Diego so I can go to that event. I will try and get some footage. I'm trying to get better at getting footage at these things. I think I'm horrible at it. I went to Danielle Jensen a couple weeks ago, and I don't think I got barely any footage there. But I'll see what I get. And I'm sure you guys will probably see that next.
So we had some time to kill before we went to the event at Mysterious Galaxy. So we went to this Barnes & Noble that's in this old theater. I thought it was really cool. I just want to show you guys.
And now is the moment where you all start building a lot of energy to show off.
Oh my gosh, well I know, much like this crowd, we are all so excited to talk to you about the Night of Mom today. Has anyone read it yet? Woo! Oh my gosh, yes! Love to see that.
Sorry.
Where did the idea for the story originally come from?
That's a great question. It's always so hard. I call it my hefty bowl of soup when it comes to inspiration. It's really hard to pinpoint exactly where things originally begin. I outed myself at every single event before this, so I have to do it now. I'm a Legends of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And there's something also, I'm very raspy because I've been speaking. I'm not I've just been talking, which is something I didn't normally do. Anyway, so I knew coming into this series, I wanted to do something different, which is, in my previous work, you don't have to have read it to know this, but there's a lot of mist. The world itself is very purposely insular. I did that to kind of draw more attention to the magic system and the cards in it. But for this one, I wanted to challenge myself and write open world concept. And there's something about that particular game, like playing it in my formative years, and how each area in the world, each like temple that they explore, is a completely different landscape, creatures living there, system of like how it works, color palette, everything, elementally different. And so when I was writing this one, I knew I wanted to write that. So in The Night of the Moth, there are 5 distinct hamlets that like they have to journey through them. So that was definitely a starting idea. And I have a lot of other like weird things, like vintage fantasy, like in The Last Unicorn, like the weird like animated Hobbit movies and like Lord of the Rings stuff. Like I like the idea of like vintage, kind of dark but oddly whimsical fantasy in general.
It's like, I know, I feel like that's half our job, being like, this might be a little like not how it happened in real life, but I cannot have them.
It's a fantasy novel
Yeah,
too. I mean,
like they have indoor plumbing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, one of my favorite movies ever is A Knight's Tale. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And it just sets the tone immediately where it opens up and at the like the joust and Queen is playing, right?
Yeah.
So like you know immediately. And once like I feel like you kind of set the tone like that, again, you have freedom to jump around.
This is so funny. And my husband and I watched A Knight's Tale last week, and then I made him read this book. So I was like, "You're gonna love it," and he loved it. And I kind of now I'm like, "Hold on, there's something there."
I mean, I'm not spoiling anything, but it's very sequel coded as well.
It's like, oh.
I do love leaning into whimsy in some stories. Like for dark fantasy particularly, I like moments of levity, so I do want people to feel not just like the stress of reading a fantasy book, but some of the whimsy as well. I don't know, I'm a cozy, like, quiet little toad. I like books that are like make you feel good too, so hopefully there's moments of that.
Oh, for sure.
I don't want to torture people forever. I get so many messages of people like, what the hell when they're reading like, I'm like, that's great, but also like, it's cozy.
Hardcovers or paperbacks?
Paperbacks.
Night Rider or Day Rider?
Day Rider.
Plotter or Panther? Would you rather live in the world of One Dark Window or Night in the Moth?
Oh, I love this question. It had to be in Night in the Moth because I joke about how like I would get sucked. I would leave my charm because like the very dangerous mist. I would leave my charm in like my other purse and just I get immediately sucked into the mist and die. So, Stonewater Kingdom, and you can move through it. Generally, like be okay.
The Nightmare or the Gargoyle?
Gargoyle. Sorry, Nightmare. This is too mean.
And Raven or Rory?
That question, you're like, I mean.
Elm, yeah.
It's a big fan base. Honestly, probably. Oh God, do I like any of them? I love them, but do I like them? I'd probably choose Elm.
So I just wanted to check in and talk about the event I went to on Monday. So I went to, a book signing for Rachel Gillig on Monday, and Kaylee Smith, author of Phantasma and Enchantra, was there. She was doing like the interviewing of Rachel Gillig. Rachel Gillig is the author of the Shepherd King duology, which is like One Dark Window, Two Twisted Crowns, and then she just had a book come out called The Night and the Moth. And I had such a good time. I adored both of the authors. I like going to these events because, you kind of get to know, I have to get to know them. I mean, it's only like an hour of them talking, but I don't know. You get a little bit more of a feel about like their personalities and stuff. Than like just following them on social media and stuff like that. And yeah, I really liked both of them. They were like, I don't know, they just seemed like really cool people. And it made me like, when I like an author, like on a personal level, it makes me like want to support them even more, or it makes me feel better about supporting them, I guess. And yeah, it makes me excited for anything they put out, because I think I'll definitely be supporting them because they just seem like cool people. It got me even more excited to read the Night in the Moth. I was already excited to read it, but just like kind of hearing a little bit more about it and like her inspiration behind things and stuff like that. I'm sure I showed a few clips before this clip of that event. But yeah, But I also did a little book shopping before the event. I went to this Barnes & Noble down in San Diego that's like in an old theater. They like redid an old theater into a Barnes & Noble, which was pretty cool. Yeah, let's just show what I bought and like the signed books that I got. The only thing I picked up at Barnes & Noble was the paperback of Iron Flame, because why not? Because why not? I already have Fourth Wing in paperback. This is now my 4th copy of Iron Flame. But you know, I have a problem, okay? It's one of my favorite series, so I like the books in all. I like to have them in a bunch of different, formats. Special editions, paperback, hardback, whatever. And then, so the event was at a bookstore called Mysterious Galaxy. It's an indie bookstore. They specialize more in like sci-fi fantasy, but they did have a small romance section. So I did pick up a couple books there because, I don't know, I like to, shop indie bookstores when I can. And both these books that I got, I have been wanting for a while, but like every time like I see them in Barnes & Noble or Target or something like that, they're always messed up. And the first one was One Last Rainy Day. I already have this book, but I have the indie published version, and this is the traditionally published. I believe there's extra chapter in here, and I just like this cover. It's the same cover. I have a problem. It's the same cover, like art-wise, but like the indie version is just like a flat, like shiny cover, and that's like my least favorite for books, like when they're like that, just like shiny flat like material, paper, it's paper, texture, there you go. It's like my least favorite. I love when they're like that, like kind of velvety feeling, or they have like that rough feeling to them. But this one's really cool because it had like the raindrops are like shiny and smooth, but then the rest is that kind of like velvety feeling of the book. But yeah, so I finally picked this one up because they actually had a decent copy. And then this one, I've been like, The X-Val by Jessica Joyce. I haven't read this, but I read You with a View by the same author, and I really liked it, and I've heard good things about this one, and I've been wanting this book forever. And I swear, I've looked at multiple Targets, multiple Barnes & Nobles, and I never can find a good copy. It's like, did these like books just all come messed up? This one even like, it's a really good copy, but there's like a tiny little bit, I don't know, that's like being really picky, okay? So I was like, finally found a decent copy there at Mysterious Galaxy, so I'm like, I'm snatching that up right now because I swear I've been looking for that book for like over a year. I think since it came out, really, I've been looking for a decent copy, and I just never can find one. I'll just show off like the signed copies I got. So like I said, Kaylee Smith was there. And so I got her books signed, and Paz Hasma. I have Post-its and all these. That's how they like mark the pages for the author, so it's easier for them. So this one's personalized. I guess I could have gotten both of my Kaylee Smith ones personalized, because she didn't have a limit on personalization, but I didn't know that till I was already up there, and they had already posted it, and the girl asked me, and she's like, sure you don't want it? I'm like, I didn't want to be annoying, and be like, yeah, can you add that on the post-it? So I just didn't. But here's Enchantra, also signed by her. And then obviously I got, I was able to get 3 books signed by Rachel Gillig, 1 personalized. I went ahead and sorry, my chair is like very, very creaky. I didn't realize. I showed this off earlier on Night in the Moth, which is such a gorgeous Barnes & Noble edition. I got that one personalized. And then I was like so torn on what other 2 books to get signed by her. Like, obviously it would have been the Shepherd King duology, but I have them in paperback, and then I have the Barnes & Noble exclusives that came out, I think like last November. But I'm on the fence on if I'm going to keep those because there's new special editions coming out later this year that I kind of like better than the Barnes & Noble ones. Like the Barnes & Noble ones I think have better cover art because it's like it looks more like the original cover art that was on the paperbacks, but the edges of the new ones are way prettier. And since I have the original art on the paperbacks, I think I'm leaning to wanting the prettier edges. So I'm thinking I might sell my Barnes & Noble exclusives and get the new ones, but I'm not positive yet. I'm not positive. Again, I have a problem. I might wait and see those like in person maybe and then decide from there. I don't know. But so that's why I was like unsure which ones I should get signed by her. But like I was like, if I'm going to sell the special edition Barnes & Noble ones, like I may as well not worry about getting those signed. So I went ahead and went with the original paperbacks and got them signed. It was actually really funny because, okay, so I bought One Dark Window like even before I got back into reading. I like got back into like reading like vigorously. I got it because I went to Barnes & Noble to pick up my book club's like current book at the time. And it was one of their like monthly book picks. So you got it for like cheaper, I think. And the girl like sold me on it. She was like, oh, she asked me like what kind of books I like. And I just like told her, oh, fantasy, you know, whatever. So, because at that point I don't even feel like I knew. It was like before I was reading contemporary, before I was reading romantasy. And I just had like, the only thing I could think of is what I liked when I was younger, which was like, you know, fantasy, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Hunger Games, Narnia, Percy Jackson, you know what I mean? Something, I just love fantasy, you know? So she recommended this to me and then I had it for a long time. And because I just really wasn't in reading, I didn't read it for the longest time, but I'm glad I bought it. And it was funny because she saw that I had this one, when she went to sign it. Let me show, where's her signature? Where's the signature on this one? Oh, here it is. Oh my gosh. She went to sign it and she was like, oh my God, she's like, you have a first edition. She's like, you got the monthly book pick sticker on there and everything. I was like, yep. So it was pretty funny. But yeah, so I had those signed and then Twisted Crowns, same thing. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys need to see every page? It's everyone that's signed. It's the same thing, but I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, like the artwork on these are, I really like. And these ones, you know, I was talking about texture. These books have that kind of like rough texture. But yeah, I just wanted to show all those to you guys because now I need to go get myself ready because I'm going to another book event tonight. And I'm so goddamn excited for this one because this is Liz Tomforty and Daphne Perry. I don't know how many times I need to tell you guys that Liz Tomforty. Now it's weird for me to call her Liz Tomforty. Wrote the Windy City series, which is my favorite sports romance series ever. That ended this year, which makes me sad. I am so freaking excited that she's going to be there. And then, Daphne Perry, I had read like one of her books when I first bought these tickets. I had read one of her books, Crossroads. It's a cowboy romance. And I remember liking it. Like, it wasn't like anything like, you know, like, I don't know. It was fine. But last night, I'm very tired today. That's another thing. I feel like maybe you can hear it in my voice because I stayed up way too late. Not finally, because I read it actually in like a few days, but, I stayed up and finished Shield of Sparrows by her last night. It's her first romantasy book. And oh my freaking God, you guys, I love that book so much. I cannot wait for the second book. I found out yesterday it's going to be a 3-book series. I need the second book now. I need it now. I think it might be one of my favorite series. I mean, depending, like, I guess I can't say because, right, the other 2 books aren't out and I don't know where they're going to go, but based on I feel how I felt after I read Fourth Wing after reading this book. Like, I am so freaking excited for the story. I want to know what happens. I love the characters. I think the story is so interesting. And it was like a 6-star read for me. Easy. Like, I didn't even have to think about it. Even like halfway through, I was like, oh, this is 5-star. This is going to be 5-star. Like, I already knew it. Like, I was like, I don't think it could do anything. I mean, like, unless you know, you never know, I guess. It could just like go off the walls and just be like really weird, I guess, get really weird or something. But like, I was like, unless it did something weird, this is going to be 5-star read for me. Easy. 6-star read, really. I don't really ever like say that about books like, oh, 6-star read. I just usually go off the, you know, 5-star rating, but I think I could easily say that one was 6 stars. I've been thinking, and then today I was like, oh crap, like, am I finally going to go into a book hangover? Because I really haven't been experiencing book hangovers. Even if I really like a book, I still usually like can pick up a book pretty quickly. But I finished that last night, and typically I'll start my morning reading before I gosh, I need to like grease this chair. It's very creaky. Usually I'll like start my morning reading a little bit before I start work and stuff like that. But this morning I didn't even do that because I didn't know what I wanted to start. Like, well, I knew what I was going to start. I was going to start Reverse because it's the last book on my TBR for the month of May. So I was like, okay, I'm going to start Reverse today, probably on my way down because I'm not driving tonight. So I can read on the way down to the book event. But I don't know. I'm like, I've just been thinking about Sheldon Sparrows all day. I was actually even I'm re-listening to Reckless by Elsie Silver, the audio. I got the audio because I love that book so much. And it helps me focus for work when I put audiobook on. So I was like, and I needed to focus on work today. So I put that on today, and I was still loving it because I love that book, but like my mind kept wandering back to Sheldon Sparrows. I think I'm gonna really like thinking about that for a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I need her announced when the second book's gonna come out. I'm hoping like next year at least, or maybe even the end of this year. I don't know. I highly recommend Sheldon Sparrows by Devney Perry. Go read it like right now. Because I need to talk to somebody about it because I don't think I know anyone that's finished it yet. And I don't want to say anything about it because I don't want to like, I don't even want to, I mean, all I want to say is that I loved it, but I don't really want to get into anything else because I don't know. I don't want to like, even like my feelings about it to kind of like spoil it for anyone, spoil anything for anyone. But yeah, if you want a new romantasy book, go read that book now, yesterday, as quick as you possibly can. Get that read on your DBR. Or as soon as you can get that read, I recommend doing it because it's really good. But yeah, so I'm even more excited to meet her tonight too and get her signature on her books. And yeah, I don't know. So that's what I'm doing tonight. So I need to go get ready because I'm actually running behind. I've been dragging today, but I just want to show that to you. So next footage I'm sure will be tonight's book event, and I'll show you everything I get from tonight's book event later. But yeah.
Give up for Liz Humforty and Devin. You can come out now. Sorry, we were talking.
Debbie too. Debbie's the number one.
Even Liz. Hi everybody, thank you for coming. This is a lot of people. Let's play a drinking game of how many times I say during this interview. To celebrate Rewind It Back, end of a series, the end of an era.
It's fine, we're fine.
It's okay. Okay, how are you feeling? You finished a series? How does it feel?
Good. Weird. Like, I don't think it's fully hit yet, and I think part of that is, like, you know how much goes in behind publishing. Yes, you finish the book, then you're immediately editing, and you're marketing, and now I'm on tour, and so I feel like it might hit, like, maybe next week, but we'll see. But at the same time, I feel like I'm also in the world still. I just recently did my bonus chapters for the new editions that are coming out.
So you're working on Monty's. Is there anything else you can share?
It'll be out in March. I'm also a good boy for you, so it's easier. Sorry. Not that I don't love you, but this book is like the book I've been the most excited to write for since I first introduced him. So I'm really, really looking forward to getting into it more.
Yeah. Can you talk about what's next after that?
Yeah. So I'll try to keep it like not too spoilery because the book just came out a week ago. But if you read the book and you like think you saw what the next series is, you did. I was trying to be very obvious because I was like, I don't want my DMs flooded with questions. I'm like, this is gonna be so obvious. And like 2 hours in, they're like, is this the next one? I'm like, yeah. So I'm really excited for that. It's still a multi-sport series, but this time with a family instead of a group of friends. It takes place in Northern California, which is where I live. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, super exciting. So part of what's so great about this series that you have is you pull from some real life experiences. Can we talk about what you did before? Because I find her job before writing fascinating.
Says the person who flew herself down from Washington as a pilot today.
Planes are cool.
The first book, Mile High, is about a flight attendant for an NHL team, and I wrote that when I was a flight attendant for an NHL team. I wrote that when the pandemic happened and the season got put on hold. So Stevie's job was my job. I just stopped flying last year. So everything plane related, including moments of undressing, is all accurate to the way my plane worked. I saw a lot of skin. Yeah, it was a great job. It was like a really cool time of my life. I worked for the same team for 8 years, so got to know them really well. Had really fun, like high moments of them doing really well, and then not so well. But no, it was a really good experience, and it also made writing Mile High a very unique plot line because not many people know that's a job.
It was very, I kind of approached it like I do all my books, very character driven. I knew I wanted the heroine to be a very strong character. She was very loud in my head. My brain's a weird place. So it was good. It was fun to try something new. I read a ton of fantasy and romantasy, so it just felt like the timing was right. I've always wanted to do this. It's always been my favorite. So it was just the right timing. I gave myself a really big window because I didn't know how it was going to go, and it just kind of poured out of me. It was great. I loved that there are no rules. I didn't have to worry about cell phones and all the other things that come in contemporary romance that you don't think about, or just kind of making it up as I go. So it was fun.
And you read a lot of, you don't read contemporary from what I've noticed.
I don't. I used to, but then it kind of started to, people are always like, oh, did you read this small town romance book? I'm like, no, that feels like going to work. So I stopped reading them. And I hope that this doesn't mean I'll stop reading romantasy. I do read a lot of pure fantasy, so it's kind of fun too. It's a good change up.
So I think I'm getting sick. That's what I get for going out in the world. This last week was busy. I went to 2 different book events. I believe I already talked about the one, which was Rachel Gillig and Kaylee Smith. And then I went to another a few days ago with Liz Tomforty and Debney Perry. So I thought I'd get on here and talk about that a little bit. And then like, I also got my Probably Smut box I wanted to show, and I bought something at Barnes & Noble when I was at the event. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I woke up this morning a little like, feeling a little off, a little bit of a sore throat, a little bit of a runny nose, and I'm like, no, I do not want to get sick. I feel like I don't get sick that often, and I was just sick a couple months ago with COVID, and I'm mad about it. But it's fine. Let's, go around people, pick up germs. But yeah, so that event I went to, it was at the Grove in LA. It was fun, right? I'm glad I went. I met some awesome women there, chit-chatted with them, while we were waiting. But I will say that Barnes & Noble, like, not that I'm an expert in these things or anything yet, right? So I've been to 3 different venues. Well, besides the LA Book Festival, I don't really count that. Like, so 3 different venues for like these kind of book signings where they have a Q&A and then, and then you get your book signed after. One at Mysterious Galaxy in San Diego, one at the Huntington Beach Barnes & Noble, and now I've been to 2 at the Grove Barnes & Noble. Is my least favorite place to go to one of these events. You would think that because they're the Grove in LA, I feel like they probably do more events than probably most, at least in California, Barnes & Nobles. You'd think that they'd have a better system, but no. Both other places I went to have a much better system for it to be fair, for one, and just to be more organized. So it was a little annoying, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why they do it the way they do. So like Mysterious Galaxy does their tickets where, okay, the seating is first come first serve, which is fine. But like your ticket for the signing line is in order of when you purchased your book online. So it doesn't matter. Like I was like 111. I was ticket 111. There was probably, I would say 200, 250 people there. I don't know. I'm bad at guesstimating that, but there was still a good amount of people after me. But yeah, so I was the 111th person to buy the ticket for that event. So I was ticket 111. So the way they had it is they you just lined up by number. They called, they did the talk, and they were like, okay, tickets 1 through 30 get in line. And then after like that started going, they would call up at 10 at a time. So it was nice because you could go around and you could browse, which is also smart business because they allow you to go look around and shop, right? So you're going to probably spend more money. People are going to spend more money instead of just having to stand in line and wait in line. You could browse around, you could shop. My friend was able to like go out and get food for her, for her boyfriend to take home to him. Like it wasn't stressful, right? And then they called our group and we got in line and we're in and out. The Huntington Beach Barnes & Noble also has tickets. When you bought the tickets, they had seated tickets and standing tickets, and you picked which one you wanted. And then if you got a seated ticket, which we did, you were then it was first come first serve to get there, right? So there was a line when you got there. You went through that line. You got a wristband that said your number, and then you sat in that number seat, and then you were that number in the signing line. Okay. Barnes & Noble, the Grove, is first come first serve for seating, which is fine, whatever. I didn't get a seat. I was there plenty and early enough to get a seat, but we left to go get food and came back, and then there was already a line. So it's fine. We didn't get a seat. We had to stand the whole time. Okay. But because they don't have any sort of number system, they're just they just started with the seated people for the signing line, and then they were trying to make it fair for the people that were standing, and they just came in they just asked people who was here first, and obviously everyone raises their hand because everyone wants to get out of there. They're we're trying to make it fair, number the dang wristbands. So simple. then it's fair. 100%. Whoever was there first gets the first, and whoever was there last is last. Like, it's so, I don't know. I don't get how they do the things there. Also, what kind of annoyed me about that one was typically the authors will speak for like an hour and then the signing line is after. They didn't even talk for like 25 minutes, I think. And that it felt like it was because they were surprised at how many people were there. Like the woman from Barnes & Noble that like introduced the authors made it seem like it was the biggest event they've ever seen, which I also don't think that's true because I went to Rebecca Yarros there. But they kind of seemed surprised. So they were just like, we'll get through this quick so we can get to the signing line. I'm like, how are you surprised at how many people are here? You sold the tickets. You picked how many tickets you sold. So how are you surprised? Like, it just kind of annoyed me because it felt like they rushed the authors with the speaking portion. So like, yeah, they only spoke for maybe 30 minutes. So I don't know. It was a little annoying to me. And obviously that is not on the authors whatsoever. That is on the venue, Barnes & Noble, the Grove. Yeah, I don't know. What do I know? I don't know, you know, but I stayed because I was very excited to meet both those authors. Funnily enough, like, I'd only really read one book by Debney Perry before the event, which was Crossroads, which I had her sign, until like a few days before the event. You know, if you don't know, her book Shield of Sparrows just came out this in May. It's her first romantasy. She has a lot of contemporaries, cowboy romances. I think she has like some sports romances, and I also think she has some like contemporary romances that are a little like with a side of mystery, murder mystery, I think. I don't know. She has a lot of contemporary, but this is her first romantasy, and I loved this book so freaking much. Probably it might be my favorite book of the year so far. Like, thinking about it, like, I kind of think it is. Like, I feel after finishing this, like, I felt like after I finished Fourth Wing, like, I cannot wait for it's going to be a 3-book series. I can't wait. I loved all the characters. I want to know what happens. It's so good. Anyways, so because I read that a few days before the event, I was even more excited that she was going to be there because obviously I love this book so much, and I got her to sign this. And the event was actually Liz Tomforty's event. I guess, you know, they did both talked about, and they both took questions and stuff like that, but it was technically her event. And I, like, again, I feel like I'm a broken record talking about her. She's the author of the Mile High series, and this is my favorite sports romance series. This sports romance series was the first one I ever read. It started my love affair with the genre. This book, especially Mile High, has a plus size female character. It was the first book I read with a plus size female character, so it made me feel very seen, and it means a lot to me on a personal level. So I was really happy to meet her. She was cool. She was a very chill person, she seemed. And I got this signed, personalized with my name, and her signature is so cute, the little heart. I was very lucky, actually. I didn't bring them all over here because you guys don't need to see her signature 5 times. I was very lucky, and I got my whole Skyline, all the Skyline copies of the book signed. If you don't know, those are the indie covers. I'm not going to get into all of that. I've talked about it before. She just recently picked up for traditionally published book of the series, so new covers are coming out. But I got all my indie covers signed, luckily, because I was able to get 3 books signed, and then my friend was there and she was only getting 1 book signed, so she was able to get a couple for me. And then an awesome girl in line offered to take my last one because she didn't have an extra book signed. So again, like I said, I met really cool people there. We chit-chat a lot. It was nice. You know, it's always fun to go to. I think that's what's so great about these events. Like, it's fun, right? It's fun to go. It's fun to hear the author talk. It's awesome to get your book signed and be able to like chit-chat with them maybe a little bit, get your photo or whatever. But I think like one of the things I love the most about it is meeting like fellow book lovers while you're there. It's like, I'm not usually a really social person. I'm like kind of a socially awkward and quiet, but like, cause you like automatically know you have this commonality between the people there, it makes it easier to talk to people, I think. And I find that I tend to just like, you know, you just standing around with other people and you end up just chit-chatting, and then you start talking about the other books you like, and you know, you can make some connections. Like some of them followed my Instagram, I followed theirs. So I don't know, it's fun. I like that part. Yeah, that connecting with your fellow book people, you know. But yeah, so I was able to get all those signed, which I'm really excited about. Yeah, other than, you know, like my complaints about how the venue is ran, I'm really glad I went. And I'm kind of sad because that is the last book event I have tickets for currently. There was, for a while there, you know, it was like every month I had at least one. This month I had 3, that I'm sure you saw footage for all 3 of those if you watch, you know, watching this vlog. But yeah, I don't have any booked for the summer. I always have my eye out for songs that if they pop up. But me and my friend who goes to all these with me, we were kind of both like, you know what? I think we're both kind of good that we don't have any planned for a little while, because they always like, they take kind of a lot out of you. Especially because they're never like that close for either of us. Like, well, I guess technically some of them are close to her, but I got to drive down there, or if we go into LA, we both have a drive. So it's like, it could be, you know, kind of a thing, you know, you have to like plan for. So we're both kind of like, okay, we're good. We'll take a month off, maybe for June, and maybe even the summer, and hunt for some more we could do in the fall. There is a book con in the fall that I think I'm going to try to go to. I think it's in September or October. I don't know. It's in the fall. I'm still on the fence on that, but yeah. But also, I have a few other things to show you guys. While I was at Barnes & Noble, I picked up Ellie Hazelwood's new book, Problematic Summer Romance. It was on the buy one get one table, and my friend wanted a book, and she didn't really know what other book she wanted, so I was like, oh well, I want this book. So we shared that. We split the buy one get one off. But yeah, another Ellie Hazelwood that I need to read. Added to the list. And then I also got my Probably Smut box for the month. I think I've already showed you guys my other book boxes. Technically, actually, I remembered I did start a new book box this month. I subscribed to the Bookish shop, or the Bookish, well, they're called the Bookish shop, but I think their thing's called the Bookish box, the Darkly one. I did all that just so I could get member perks for buying the Wild Love series by Elsie Silver. They had editions out, and I kept trying to get them, and they would sell out before they went to like the general public. So I was like, well, they said they were going to do one more run of it. I was like, well, I'll just get a subscription so that I can get in on the member, because like usually those kind of things, they'll like do member sales first, and then they'll move it to the general public. So I do have that box, I guess. I mean, well, today's the last day of May, so it's coming in June. I think it was for May. I don't really remember, to be honest with you. So this is all you're going to see in this vlog. Whatever comes next is going to be going in my June vlog. But this is the book for Probably Smut for May. What's the title? The Good Company. Well, like I said, we always got like the little bookmark. We get the little annotation things. We get some stickers. I'm not going to pull them out. I really like this. It's pretty pink, and it's like that fabric-y kind of feel. Hardcover. I love a naked hardcover. Ooh, cute little in pages. These are usually signed. Yeah, signed by the author, but I've heard good things about this. I don't know what it is. Don't ask me. It's a contemporary romance. That's all I know. That is all I know. I think I knew more. Is it a workplace? I know I knew more at one point, but I don't remember, guys. I think that's everything that I've bought for or rule that I have to talk about, have to show you guys. I have no idea what this vlog's gonna be. I was just off my game in May. Like I said, it's the last day of May. I just finally finished editing my April vlog, and it is now live on my channel. Hopefully you've watched it and you enjoyed that. I was super late. I didn't post for 3 weeks. I was just in such a funk. So I also didn't really film a whole lot for this vlog. I mean, I know I have footage from the events I went to, but other than that, I don't think, and probably some hauls. So I really don't know what this vlog's gonna be, but hopefully you like it. Earlier today I crocheted, finally, again, last day of the month, I finally picked out yarn and I crocheted my books for the month. So I'm sure you probably just saw that, actually, all that footage. I also picked out what I had on my yarn out. I went ahead and picked out my books for my top books for May too. I'm very excited about a lot of them. Like the color, oh, they're gonna be pretty squares. I'm excited. And I'm actually doing some bonus books from the month of May. So I have a lot of stuff to be crocheting, a lot of squares to crochet. But I think that's all I have to talk about, all I have to yap about, all I have to show you guys. Hopefully this vlog turns out decent. I hope you liked it. If you did, I would love it if you liked, commented, and subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one.